Hey, this is EAJ Man from Autopsy Live and the Skype Pirates. When I want to make it look like I give a shit about sports, I tune into Sports World Radio with Jeff Escow.
Jeff
Doing bad time. Doing bad time. Got myself a problem.
I'm messed up, growing tired of knots, tangled up in problems, and not caring enough. Now I'm on a journey to find what's right, always telling the truth, but hiding all the lies. And don't go thinking I'm being myself. I just act this way around you, and someone else. This isn't where I wanna be. Let's look in the kitchen and the living room. Nothing to find but what's left from a really great time, which wasn't any of mine. Running away feels like a storm. Let's throw our problems out the door today. Well, I'm finding things clear to me. And don't go thinking I'm being myself. I got other things on my mind, not you or anyone else. This isn't where I wanna be. Whoa, make me see the things on the inside. 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 Don't go thinking I'm being myself. I just act this way around you, and to someone else. This isn't where I wanna be. Whoa,
If I could share her sorrow for all the men that tried to treat her wrong. You're just a baby awaiting her tomorrow. It's rock me baby all night long. She needs an answer to her confusion, someone to guide her with tenderness. But when she's asking for a solution, oh, she gets, you know, it's something like this. I don't know where we come from, I don't know where we're going to, but if all this should have a reason, we would be the last to know. So let's just hope there is a promised land. Hang on till then, as best as we can. Everybody else, you know, it fills her with compassion. That's why she tries to save the world alone. She helps the needy in her own fashion and tries to give them all her own. She needs an answer to her confusion, someone to guide her with tenderness. But when she's asking for a solution, oh, she gets, you know, it's something like this. I don't know where we come from, I don't know where we're going to, but if all this should have a reason, we would be the last to know. So let's just hope there is a promised land. Hang on till then, as best as we can.
All I want is to be loved. All I want is you. All I want is to be from somewhere, an address for me and you. Sometimes it feels impossible to get along. It feels impossible to get along. Again, I'm living with my family. Again, I'm feeling blue. Again, you've made me question our love. Again, with you, sometimes it feels impossible to get along. Yeah, it feels impossible to get along. Sometimes it feels impossible. So now I sit alone in silence, waiting wanna hear from you. I pray there's something left inside us. If it's broken, I've got some glue. I'll fix it all for you. Fix it all for you. I'll fix it all for you. I'll fix it all for you. It all for you. But it feels impossible to.
Live from San Diego, it's Sports World Radio. You've never heard a sports show like this. Oh, no, you haven't.
Oh, blow me.
You got it.
Holy fucking shit.
What in the hell is your major malfunction?
Can't believe that goddamn son of a bitch did that fucking crap.
Don't give me any of your shit.
Right?
Yeah, that's right. Those are your hosts, Jeff Ascow and Sean Mann. Remember, those who can't play sports, talk about it. These two tell it like it is. Tune into Sports World Radio for the fastest hour of sports of your life. So here they are, the douchebags of sports themselves, Jeff Ascow and Sean Mann.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Sports World Radio. Glad everybody could be with us today. We got a jam-packed show like we do here each and every day on Sports World Radio. Glad you guys can be with us. It's the Wednesday edition, so what do you say we get to it? You're listening to Sports World Radio right here on SportsWorldRadio.com, also on Spreaker.com, also as well as HonestAnswerRadio.com. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Twitter over there on Twitter.com/SportsWorldRadio with no O in world. So it's SportsWorldRadio. Follow us there over on Twitter with that spelling. Also like us on Facebook over there, Facebook.com/SportsWorldRadio. And also subscribe to our iTunes channel. That's right, bitches. We're on iTunes. Subscribe to our iTunes channel and never, ever miss an episode of Sports World Radio. One word over there on iTunes and subscribe to the channel, and you can always catch Sports World Radio. With all that out the way, what do you say? Hey, we bring in our good friend, Mr. Sean Mann, the update man, the co-host of Sports World Radio. What's going on there, buddy?
I'm doing good, Jeff, and welcome everybody. It's January 15th, 2014. On the East Coast, it's 7:06 p.m. West Coast, it's 4:06 p.m. No snow on the ground. A very beautiful day out here in Idaho. How are you, Jeff?
No snow on the ground? It's comfortable out there, my friend?
Very comfortable.
Yeah,
Yep.
About freaking time, I guess, huh?
Mm-hmm.
What's the weather? What is it? What's the temperature out there?
It was, I'm going to say, actually now I know, 45 degrees.
Oh, my God. Holy cannoli, man. That's cold.
I don't know. The last couple nights have been pretty cool.
45 degrees.
No snow.
You want to know something? Shh. Sean, don't tell nobody, but you know what?
Mm.
I had the air conditioner on all day. It was
My
that
pleasure.
hot. Yeah, I had the air conditioner on, dude. It was freaking 95 degrees. You freaking
Jeez.
kidding me?
Month
It
of
was smoking
January.
hot in the studio. Yeah, it was 82 degrees outside and 95 in the studio. I had to bring it down, man. It was hot.
You got to have that air conditioning to work.
Everybody else is freezing. And I'm over here freaking with the air conditioner on. How about them apples right there? You like those apples? Those are some pretty good apples.
Very tasty apples.
That's right. Hey, everybody in the chat room listening to us. Thanks for hanging out with us in the chat room. Glad all the people are here. Got a blammin' show to get to. What do you say we get to it, Sean? What do you got for us today?
Sure thing, Jeff. First topic we get to, The Los Angeles Dodgers. We're going to start in Major League Baseball, and Clayton Kershaw have a new deal. A 7-year contract, $215 million. Sources with knowledge of the situation said. This is being reported all over the sporting networks.
Yeah, I know. I seen it too. $30 million a year, pretty much, is what it's coming down to, right?
Yeah, and the biggest question is going to be, will he stay the entire 7 years or be there a couple of years? And if the Dodgers could be going worse, could he go to a different team? That's a big question.
Well, in the article, there's a buyout clause after the 5th year.
Yeah.
So he could, after the 5th year, if he wants to go, he can look for more money and get more money or not. Or get traded or whatever the heck it is. But very rare. But he's still young. He's still very young.
Still very young, but he did a great job, and you got to give the Dodgers a lot of props because you think of all the moves. They went out and got Don Mattingly re-signed for a contract, even though the relationship wasn't pretty at first. And now they get Clayton Kershaw back for a 7-year deal. I also been hearing rumors that they're also interested in getting that Japanese pitcher. So LA Dodgers are kind of saying, you know what? Spring training is next month, but we still could make a lot of moves in the offseason to be tough in 2014.
They're the New York Yankees of the National League.
Very much so.
Right? They got to be over the freaking salary cap, right?
Very much so.
I mean, their salary's got to be almost, if not higher than the Yankees by now, with all those players they got there making all that money.
Yeah, but the Dodgers, in my opinion, they're going to be competitive. They're going to be a team that really wants to fight.
I understand that, but come on. Yeah, $215 million. Isn't that great? That's nice. $215 million for 7 years. He's a $30 million man a year. But you know what's interesting? In baseball, none of that's guaranteed, right?
True. Yep.
None of that's guaranteed in baseball. That's the difference between Major League Baseball and the NFL. He didn't get no $55 million of it guaranteed. He didn't get no $30 million. None of it's guaranteed. He's getting $30 million a year. So after 5 years after that, there's a buyout clause. So either team could buy it, boom, bang, and be gone. So it's not really a 7-year deal. It's really a 5-year deal.
Go to that.
It's really a 5-year deal.
Pretty much. And, Dr. Myth, that's pretty much when you think about it, is it's nothing but money. Some players are feeling like it's all about the money for me. I don't want to go where the championships are. I just want to go and realize it's a business. Think about Cano and the 10-year deal that he signed in December last month. And Ellsbury, the 7-year deal with New York. So it's like you have to understand that some players look at it as a business.
And Major League Baseball says they ain't making any money. Well, if they're not making any money, how can you afford to pay a guy 7 years, $215 million? You tell me.
The Dodgers now have 5 players with an average annual value of $20 million or more.
5 of them.
Yeah.
That's $100 million just for 5 players a year.
And, Jeff, I have the list, okay? We obviously talked about Kershaw, but Zach Greinke is one of them.
Uh-huh.
Adrian Gonzalez.
Uh-huh.
Carl Crawford.
Right.
And Matt Kemp.
How about that, boys and girls? And I know for a fact that Crenshaw's $30 million a year, right?
Yes.
Zach Greinke is what, 25?
Doesn't say where it is.
I believe Adrian Gonzalez.
Probably.
I believe Adrian Gonzalez is about 24,
mm-hmm.
and the other guys are around 22 each. So it's over $100 million a year just for 5 guys.
Correct.
Well over $100 million a year for 5 guys. Hello.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the salary cap? $185 million a year?
I think so.
So now they only got under $80 million to fill out the rest of your field, your team, before you go over the salary cap. Otherwise, you got to pay dollar for dollar, I believe it is.
Yep.
Over the salary cap? Huh?
Yeah,
Hello? That's a lot of money.
that is a lot of money. And with Kershaw signing this new deal, he joins other players who have signed bigger contracts. When Roger Clemens played for the Yankees in 2007, his salary was $28 million. Alex Rodriguez is on the list twice when he signed with Texas from 01 to 2010, $25 million. And then Alex Rodriguez from 08 to 17, $27 million, although he will be missing the entire season this year because of his PEDs. And Justin Verlander is making $25 million.
Well,
so
he's suing Major League Baseball and the union, so that's going to be interesting. But he ain't going to win that freaking case for sure. We know that. He's not going to win that for nothing. We know all that, right? We know
Right.
he's not going to win that. Come on.
yeah, so Alex Rodriguez is the next topic we get to, and I'm getting really tired of listening about Alex Rodriguez, but apparently he has been very disappointed with how first off he got suspended for 211 games, but now it's been reduced and he will be missing all of 2014. Jeff, your take.
Well, he got it reduced. He got what he wanted. Now he's suing Major League Baseball and the Players Union. He's taking it too far now. So what's going to happen is he's going to miss next season, and then you might as well kiss his career goodbye because he's done. He'll never play baseball. He'll never play in Major League Baseball again. He's finished.
I have a friend of mine who is a Yankee fan, and he does not like Alex Rodriguez from day one. And I'm saying, you know what's going to end up happening? What'll end up happening is, like you said, he's going to miss the season this year, Jeff. And then what's going to happen, the Yankees are going to do whatever they can
They'll buy
to
him
get
out.
Alex Rodriguez to get him off the team.
They'll buy
They
him
should
out.
just release him now.
They'll buy him out.
Yeah.
That's all.
And then Rodriguez will realize, okay, probably I've got a couple more years, but who would want me? Nobody would.
Nobody. Nobody's going to take him. Nobody's
Exactly.
going to take him at all. Yeah, his career is over. He's finished. He won't play anymore.
And here's the biggest question, too. Does Alex Rodriguez make it into the Hall of Fame? Yes or no?
No. He's going to be just like Bonds and McGuire and what's his face?
There's Rafael Palmeiro,
Yeah, him.
Sammy Sosa,
And
like you
him,
said, Bonds,
right,
McGuire.
Right. Him and Roger Clemens, none of those guys are going to get in. So he's not getting in either. So no. Nope. Unless they do a wing in there called steroid wing.
Yeah, the National
Major League
Steroids Hall of Fame, I guess.
No,
huh?
Major League Baseball's steroid wing in the Hall of Fame. That's how you do it. Major League Baseball Hall of Fame, you just make a wing over there, just one wing, and you put all the steroid people over there in that wing.
I can remember when the Red Sox played a game against the Yankees and Rodriguez was not even hitting. He got booed. And you got to remember, this is a guy who's caused a lot of trouble for the Yankees. He isn't clutch in October. He had that one good year in 2009.
You know what you call it, Sean?
What?
You call it the cheater's wing.
Yes.
Okay, you call it the cheater's wing, and you put them over there, and then this way you could put Pete Rose in there too. No ceremony. You don't get a ceremony. You don't get knowledge. You don't get a knowledge of it. They just stick you there. You're just up there. You know, no ceremony, no acknowledgement of it, nothing. Nothing. You know, MLB doesn't say anything about it. They just put you there.
Well, Jeff, I can tell you one thing. With Bud Selig, I don't think he's done a very good job of handling the suspensions. Remember, he gets 162 games. Look at Miguel Tejada. He's going to be having to serve 105 games for his use of performance-enhancing drugs.
No, and I mean, that's what you do. You make a cheater's wing in the Hall of Fame. No ceremony for these guys. No nothing. Just one day they're there. You know? Just one day they're there. That's all.
Myth, you get it right there. MLB should do a secondary league called Major League Steroids.
They should do a ceremony of the guy failing a steroid test. One of our chatters saying in the room, Dr. Myth. That's pretty funny. Well, no, I don't. if you call it the steroid room, then you can't put Pete Rose in there. If you call it the cheaters wing, then you could stick Rose in there. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how you get Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame.
So
Personally,
the investigation continues.
My personal opinion, that son of a bitch should be in the Hall of Fame. My personal opinion. Alex Rodriguez, no. Pete Rose, yes.
I can agree with you about Pete Rose. His mistake was just gambling on the game. He didn't take the performance-enhancing drugs.
Well, he gambled on the game and he gambled on his team.
Yeah.
I don't think he did it while he was playing.
True.
He only did it while he was managing.
Rodriguez realizes that he should just give up. He knows he's going to have to. I know he's upset because he won't be playing in this year's baseball season in the MLB playoffs, but just give up and realize that you did this to yourself. You got yourself busted. Nobody is very happy with you, and if anybody has an jersey for the Yankees or the Rangers or the Mariners, you should just personally burn that jersey or throw it away, if you ask me, because the guy screwed up, and the guy was a troublemaker for baseball.
Big time. Yeah, and so no, we know he's not going to get in the Hall of Fame. His baseball career is over. His last playing days was last year because he's getting suspended for the whole next season. He's going to be 39 after next season. The Yankees aren't going to have him on the team. There's no way in freaking, unless they're totally freaking stink, use him as a DH. Otherwise, no freaking way.
Browning, I'll check your video in just a sec.
Dude, we're doing a freaking show here. We can't check videos right now for Jiminy Cricket's sakes. What the hell is the matter with you?
It's okay, Browning. Now, the next one we got, Charlie Manuel. Well, you know that last year he was fired from the Philadelphia Phillies. How about this? He's returning to the Philadelphia Phillies, and he's going to be working at the front office.
Who?
Charlie Manuel.
He's coming back to work in the front office, huh?
With the Phillies.
Who's their manager?
Oh, my gosh. I think it was a third base coach, but I can't remember who.
See, nobody knows who their manager is. That's why they're bringing back Jerry Manuel.
Okay, he will now move into the front office of a team that is dealing with an aging roster under first-time manager Ryan Sandberg.
Ryan Sandberg's the manager of the freaking Phillies for this year, right?
Yep.
Coming up, first-time manager, right?
Yep.
Because Chicago didn't hire him, freaking Philly did. That's why, because they're going to, you know what? They're going to use Ryan Sandberg as a manager, but he's going to talk to Manuel a lot. Manuel's going to have a lot of influence on him. Watch. That team's not going to be that good, dude.
No, the Phillies, they are rebuilding it again. And you got to remember, it's been a long time since 2008 when they won the World Series. Manuel did a good job with the team, but the team just was starting to get old and injured.
So yeah, right. So right now they bring Manuel back in some capacity for him to bounce ideas off of, which is how old is Manuel?
Manuel's like in his
70s?
early 70s.
Yeah. So they seem to be going the same way, don't they?
Manuel is the franchise's winningest manager with a 780 and 636 mark. Led the team, of course, to the 08 World Series where they beat the Rays 5 games, and he took 5 straight division titles.
It's going to be an interesting baseball season coming up.
Very,
very interesting. Hey, do you know?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know? I didn't want to mention it, but I'm going to. Do
Sure.
you know? I see something online yesterday. I live in San Diego. The San Diego Padres, and I mentioned this to Sean. The San Diego Padres are looking for a new public announcer, public address announcer at their games, for their games.
Mm-hmm.
And they're doing open calls here in San Diego next Saturday, a week from this Saturday, the 25th. They're doing open calls for the job, their public announcer job.
That's incredible.
You know who's going to be there for that, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me. I'm going for that gig right there. I'm going to go become the public announcer for the San Diego Padres. I'm going to go get that job, boys and girls. How about them apples right there? Like those apples? Those are some good apples.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Those are some tasty apples. I wiggle my way right into the San Diego Padres by becoming a public announcer for the games. Now batting, their third baseman, Todd Henley. See, I could do that. That's easy, right?
Very easy.
Yeah, I got it down, man. No big deal. It's easy. When they hear this voice, they're going to say, oh, that's our guy right there. I got it. Don't worry about it. I'm going to stop the audition as soon as I audition. It's over. You know that as well as I do. Wow. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. Open call. They're doing an open freaking call. That's pretty cool, huh?
Yep.
Not many teams do that, do they? So I seen it. I'm doing it. All right. So I was cruising around Facebook today, and I seen this guy with a tattoo on his wrist of Super Bowl 48 with the Seahawks emblem. Super Bowl. It says XLVIII champs.
Mm-hmm.
He better hope so. Otherwise, he's got a crappy tattoo on his wrist for the rest of his life.
You know, I'm going to say this too, Jeff. I think it's going to be a great weekend. You got the NFC Championship game where I live. A lot of people are just elated about Seattle Seahawks, and you got to keep in mind that, like you said, the teams that are wild card teams can be dangerous, and you got to give San Francisco their props because when you're the 6th or the 5th seed, you don't have a chance to really win at all. You're the underdog, which is actually the best thing to be in.
You know
what? You got
what?
to realize you can win against anybody.
You know what? This guy with this tattoo with the Seahawks champs, Super Bowl champs tattoo on his wrist, for that purposes only, I hope San Francisco kicks the crap out of him on Sunday.
Well, even though NFL Real Talk is on Saturday, I guess I know who you're going to be pulling for when we talk about on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Just because it is dummy, because they haven't even made the Super Bowl yet, and he's already got this tattoo on his wrist. Just because of this schmuck right here, I'm taking San Francisco. I'm telling you right now. I hope they don't even make the Super Bowl.
And then, of course, in the AFC, you've got the classic rivalry. Tom Brady with 3 Super Bowls going up against Peyton Manning with 1 Super Bowl, and that should be a classic matchup on Sunday afternoon.
It's going to be a classic matchup. And Brady didn't practice today. What's up with that?
Yes, that's another one we got to. Tom Brady, of course, has been out because of an illness. He has been, of course, fighting a cold and has been sick.
Well, that's good. Ready. You know what? It's better to be out now than to be out for the game.
Absolutely.
Don't you think so? You Pats fan?
Yeah, he missed the New England Patriots practice Wednesday because of an illness. In fact, he wasn't even at the team facilities, according to a source.
You think he was at home where his wife was taking care of him because he was sick?
Probably. Or he was resting up himself because he knows it's going to be different from going from New England down Denver where the altitude is at.
You know damn well his wife wasn't at home taking care of his sick ass. She's out there modeling somewhere.
That's right.
She ain't home and he's sitting at home with the kids. Oh, my God. He would have been at work. Would have been quieter. No, he's got to get healthy. Who cares if he's not at practice? He don't need to practice. Right?
Yeah, he's just got to fight his cold and get over this and then ready for the game on Sunday.
That's right. He's got to be healthy going into this game.
Cut it out, Browning. You didn't make him sick at all. Give me a break.
I made him sick. Hey, Browning, you are a sick bastard. He's got to get healthy, man. He better get healthy. Going to be Betty into that.
There's more news in the NFL, by the way.
Uh-oh.
The Detroit Lions have hired a new coach, and that's Jim Caldwell.
I well, first of all, I was kind of shocked that Ken Wisenhunt went to Tennessee instead of going to Detroit because Detroit's got an established quarterback. That was my first shocker. Okay. Second, Detroit's a good place.
Yeah.
For Caldwell. Because they got a good quarterback, and he's got a great offensive mind, Caldwell. Okay? And they're pretty good on defense. They just need to get a different mindset over there. And I think Caldwell will do really well. Last time he had a good quarterback, he went to the Super Bowl and did very well. So I think he's a good coach. I think he's going to do fine over there.
Caldwell, of course, is very disciplined. He wants to make sure that his team does really well.
They'll do a lot better, and they'll be a lot more disciplined over there, and you'll see a lot less crap that you've seen from the years past. Okay. Oh, hey, Bengals, Vikings picked Bengals Zimmer as their coach. Zimmer was their defensive coach, right?
Right.
Yeah. So now the Vikings have their new head coach in Zimmer. So Vikings lost their offensive coordinator and their defensive coordinator. How about that? I'm sorry, not the Vikings. I'm sorry, the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm sorry. The Cincinnati Bengals got knocked out of the playoffs, lost their offensive coordinator and their defensive coordinator. Both of them got head coaching jobs. How about that? Okay? So now they got to get a new offensive coordinator and a new defensive coordinator. That's some shit, ain't it?
Marvin Lewis will find some way to make sure that he finds somebody who can do well with coaching the offense and the defense.
Hey, Marvin, go get Wade Phillips as your defensive coordinator.
That's a good selection there. With
like
Wade
that?
Phillips, that's a possibility.
Marvin, go get Wade Phillips as the defensive coordinator.
Maybe that'll be the playoff jinx in Cincinnati.
Did you know that the New York Giants got a new offensive coordinator yesterday as well?
Wow.
You don't pay attention to that, do you? Do you? New York Giants, they're out of the playoffs. Who cares what they do? You don't care, do you? You're not even paying attention.
I'm focusing on the New England Denver game.
Blah, 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 blah. Hey, what? You're a sports host. You have to pay attention to everybody.
Okay.
McAdoo from the Packers. How about that? They stole McAdoo away from the Packers. Nice, huh?
Very nice indeed for the Giants, so they can improve their team, be better next year.
Yeah, Gilbride said he's retiring and resigned. Yeah, my ass. They fired your hunky white butt. Because that was a terrible offense. So we'll see. I mean, we'll see what Mac can do, if he can do kind of like the Green Bay offense he had over there, if he can bring that over to the New York Giants. I'd like to see that. That would be kind of nice.
Ready for an update?
Yeah, what do you say we do this update? Take it away, Sean, man, with the only update of the day.
Welcome to Sports World Radio. We've reached the bottom of the hour. 7:31 p.m. on the East Coast, which makes it 4:31 p.m. on the West. Now it's actually 4:32 West, 7:32 p.m. East Coast. We started Major League Baseball. The big news on that Clayton Kershaw saying, "I enjoy L.A. I am going to stay in L.A." He gets a $215 million contract for 7 years. Charlie Manuel has agreed to take a front office job with the Phillies, so he'll be coming back over and help the Phillies out with winning a championship at the front office. Max Scherzer, the reigning Cy Young Award winners, Clayton Kershaw, the Dodgers, of course, signed the contract, and Max Scherzer of the Tigers were among the 146 players who filed for salary arbitration on Tuesday. So a lot of stuff going on, and the big name that still continues to be big is Tanaka, the Japanese pitcher who will be playing in the major leagues. And there's 2 teams that are interested. Right now, the Dodgers, with all the money they've got, are expressing interest. And the New York Yankees are interested in Tanaka. So there's a lot on the plate and at stake between both teams to be competitive for 2014. With spring training coming up, and both teams want to be ready. In the NHL, here are the games for tonight. We've got 3 games. The Buffalo Sabres, Toronto Maple Leafs, Washington Capitals at the Pittsburgh Penguins, and the Vancouver Canucks at the Anaheim Mighty Ducks. For the NBA, here are the games tonight. There's a lot of them going on tonight. The Chicago Bulls at the Orlando Magic, Charlotte Bobcats at the Philadelphia 76ers, the Miami Heat at the Washington Wizards. And here are the scores from the game. Bulls up 22-14 with 2 minutes left in the first quarter. The Philadelphia 76ers, of course, are hosting the Bobcats 25-22. And Browning, just for you, buddy, the Washington Wizards are beating the Miami Heat 41-18. Toronto Raptors at Boston Celtics, Memphis Grizzlies at Milwaukee Bucks, Sacramento Kings at the Minnesota Timberwolves, Houston Rockets at the New Orleans Pelicans, Utah Jazz at the San Antonio Spurs, Los Angeles Lakers at the Phoenix Suns, Cleveland Cavaliers at the Portland Trail Blazers, the Denver Nuggets at the Golden State Warriors, the Dallas Mavericks, last game of the night, this is the late game, at the Los Angeles Clippers. For your update for Sports World Radio, Icon Man, back to the host of Sports World Radio, Jeff Eskow.
All right, welcome back to the show. Okay, Sean, what's our next topic, buddy?
Say that again, Browning. That is true. From the update, your team is losing 41-18 against the Wizards.
No, are they really?
Yeah.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
Wow, you're right. What's up with that?
Miami, we go to the NBA right now. In the Eastern Conference, Indiana is 30-7. Miami is 27-10, and they have not played well the last couple games.
I was just watching the update on TV. They were talking about how people are saying that LeBron is coasting. He goes, okay, you think I'm coasting? Watch tonight. And they're getting their ass spanked right now.
To the Wizards.
To the Wizards, 41-18. How crazy is that?
Yeah, and we're not very far away from the half of the NBA season being complete. And if I am the Heat, I would start playing better. Right now, Miami is not playing well. I know they're with Indiana right now, but if you look, you got Toronto 19-17, Atlanta 20. It's like from 3 through 8, all of it is 500. And Brooklyn and New York seem to be playing better, Jeff.
Yeah, New York just lost their first game last night, and they were going for number 6. They were on a 5-game winning streak. They lost last night to Charlotte, so they'll start up another one. They looked pretty nice. They're having a little problem with J.R. Smith right now.
Yeah,
okay.
That's a good topic I bring up right now, that they had a run-in with Mike Woodson. And Jeff, your thoughts?
J.R. Smith proclaimed yesterday, I believe it was, or the day before yesterday, that's it, he's done talking. Because Mike Woodson benched him. Not Mike Woodson. Is it Mike Woodson? Whatever his name is. Benched him again against Charlotte last night. Okay, he didn't play again. So obviously something's going on. And maybe the head office, it came from the higher-ups because he played the night before, so maybe it came from the higher-ups. Maybe they're pissed off at him for having a $3,000 room service bill. Okay? And then also, he's not playing that freaking well. And listen, if you don't want him on the team and he's pissing you off, cut his ass.
Yeah, that's a good opinion there. I was going to just ask you, Jeff, what should the Knicks do? If you're the Knicks, if he doesn't clean up his attitude, release him or trade him.
Listen, if he says he's going to stop communicating with the coaches, fine. I don't care. You're done. Get the hell out of here. You're cut. There's no guarantee money in basketball. Guy, see ya. We'll cut you.
I have to admit, with J.R.
We'll
Smith,
take the
he is
hit.
a great three-point shooter. He's also a physical player, but this is
a
not
mental
going very
case.
well for New York if they're getting into arguments between coach and player.
He's a mental case right now.
Yeah.
He signed his new contract, and in his contract, his brother had to be on the team. What?
Mm-hmm.
What, are you kidding me? I would have never put that in the contract. Get the hell out of here. Either you come and play with us or you don't. It's that simple. I don't care. Your brother on the team. Let me see you try and do that with any other freaking ball club. What are you, freaking nuts? Finally, they cut him. Thank God.
Yeah, it's not good to
then he
create
runs up,
drama on the team during the middle of an NBA
no, and then he
basketball
runs up
season.
and then he runs up a $3,000 room service bill and didn't even eat any of the food.
Yeah.
And he has to be escorted around town. Somebody has to drive him around. Get the hell out of here. Who the hell do you think you are?
Jeff, with you being the Knick fan, and for Nick, even Spike Lee and other Knick fans would be sick to their stomachs with what J.R. Smith is going up with.
I am. Just cut him. Hey, Knicks, take the loss and just cut him. Say goodbye. Get rid of him. Just cut him. Take the hit and cut him.
Well, the Knicks even know very well that J.R. Smith, in my opinion, will be gone. But don't ever rule out Mike Woodson. You've not been a big Mike Woodson fan, Jeff, when he came to the Knicks, and he hasn't been good. I know your eyes are still on George Karl.
He's not lasting long there, man. I'm telling you. I have a feeling that the Knicks had talks with George Karl, and either he's going to make it through the season, Mike Woodson, and that's that, or he ain't. You know, I personally, I don't think he's going to make it through the season.
With George Karl, it would be a good choice because great relationship George Karl and Carmelo Anthony had when he was in Denver. And you got to, like I said, remember, 04-05, the Nuggets were 17-25, and George Karl quickly turned that whole team around, and they were a tough team to beat even when the NBA playoffs happened in 05.
See, that's why I think that Mike Woodson is gone after this season. Because in order to keep Carmelo Anthony, they're going to bring in George Karl. I think that's what's going to, because they're going to be afraid to lose Carmelo, which I think is going to happen if they don't bring in George Karl. If they fire Woodson, bring in George Karl, tell Carmelo that they're going to fire Woodson and bring in George Karl, and do it, Carmelo's going to stay. If they don't, he's gone. I don't see him staying. I don't see him staying.
I don't see him staying, and I don't see J.R. Smith staying.
You know what I do?
This is bad drama during an NBA season.
You know what I do see staying? You know what I do see happening?
Mm-hmm.
I see him staying in New York and maybe playing for Brooklyn.
That's possible.
That's what I see. That's what I could see happening, because he probably wants to stay in New York. You know, I could see that happening.
And yeah, Brooklyn and the Knicks are just a few games behind the Charlotte Bobcats in the Eastern Conference for that final playoff spot. But we all know it's going to be Indiana-Miami in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, they stink. Everybody else is playing for third place as far as I'm concerned. You know?
Nobody will get past Miami or Indiana.
I don't think so either. No, I don't think so either.
In the Western Conference, it's been very, very competitive. You got San Antonio, the team that Jeff and I picked last year to win the NBA Finals. And you got to remember, Friday we got our NBA elimination pick. 30-8 the Spurs are, Jeff. This could be the year that they finally get revenge and say, you know what? We lost in heartbreak last year in Game 6 and Game 7. This could be the year we finally say, you know what? We're the Spurs, and we're going to come back and win it all.
I hope so. There's a couple of teams in the West you can pick.
And how about the Portland Trailblazers? I don't think anybody expected them to be this good. 28-9?
That's what I'm saying. There's a couple of teams in the West you got to look out for. And you put Portland on there. 26-9. Are you kidding me?
28-9, and I got to tell you, the Western Conference is a lot stronger than the Eastern Conference.
Hey, Andrew, I know you're listening. Mr. Browning bastard, I know you're listening. Greg Oden was active for the Miami Heat for the first time today And that's the last step in his comeback to attempt. Since 4 years or more, man. He hasn't played in the league in over 4 years, this guy.
Well, if he isn't going to be very productive, I'll say Greg Oden is a bust.
Well, they're getting him ready for the playoffs, basically, is what they really want him for. They don't have a big man. Basically, Chris Bosh, they really don't have a big man. If he can show something in the playoffs, or be ready for the playoffs and show something a little bit before and play sparingly during the rest of the season, now Miami's got something, and now everybody else has got a problem.
Yep.
But we'll see.
Because every team is chasing Miami. We even said that before the NBA season began, Jeff. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No doubt about it. But if Greg Oden is somewhat healthy, he phase me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you're talking about a couple teams in the West that are doing really well. The Thunder, we knew they were going to be tough. Doc Rivers really has done a great job with the Clippers because you knew it was going to happen. The Rockets, with Dwight Howard, they've improved. Dallas, Mark Cuban, is not going to put up with another year where the Mavericks would not make the playoffs. I see Dallas making the playoffs. They're 23-16, but how far can they get?
Suns are playing good ball.
Suns are hanging in there. Denver and Minnesota and Memphis. Those three teams are right there, but you can scratch New Orleans and the Lakers and Sacramento out. And, the Lakers, just like Magic Johnson even said before the season began back in October, Jeff, that he even said it was going to be a long year for Laker fans, 14-24.
It's because they stink.
Yeah, and it's got to be one of the worst Lakers seasons in a long time.
And you want to know something? There's only one person to blame.
Mike D'Antoni.
No way.
The ownership.
Exactly. It's the guy who hired Mike D'Antoni.
I'll never forget, Jeff, when we did a show, and we talked about this. It was 5 games into the season. They fired Mike Brown. And then I was, like you, just stunned that they went and got Mike D'Antoni. If Phil Jackson was there, he'd run the triangle.
It's not Mike D'Antoni. It's not Mike D'Antoni's fault.
I know, it's the ownership. That's what I'm getting at.
It's whatchamacallit. It's not her. It's him.
But Mitch.
Jim Buss, right?
Yeah, Jim Buss, and then.
It's not Jeannie Buss. She didn't make the decision. She wanted Phil.
That's
it's her brother that made the decision and went after D'Antoni. It's his fault that they're like this. His fault that they're like this, and nobody else's. He's got nobody to blame but himself.
Maybe that's why we haven't seen Somer around very much.
Got nobody to blame but himself. It's not D'Antoni's fault.
No, it's not.
It's Buss's fault. Because I'll tell you something. If Phil Jackson was the head coach of this team, they would be better.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, the triangle would be effective. They would be so tough to beat. And apparently they would be the tough team and the tough power in the Western Conference. But Jim Buss made a huge blunder.
I don't think they'd be a tough power in the Western Conference. There's too many teams for that, right? But they'd be better. They wouldn't be in the spot they're in. So it's nobody's fault but Jim Buss's fault because Jim Buss hired D'Antoni.
Mm-hmm.
So there's nobody to blame but him. Nobody.
Yep.
And you want to know something? It's not going to change when Kobe comes back. It's not going to change at all.
And if Kobe is not going to be happy with this whole situation with winning in L.A., maybe he's saying, let's just hang up the shoes and retire now and be done with it because I don't want to be putting up with any more losing. I've got my 5 NBA championships.
He just signed a 2-more-year contract.
Yeah.
Correct?
Correct.
So he's got 2 years left and then he's done. That's what he's gonna do. He's gonna stick it out for 2 more years and then he's done.
Yep.
He's not gonna leave early. There's no way. That's not Kobe. He's gonna fulfill his contract, and they're gonna suck for another couple of years until they get rid of D'Antoni.
Yeah, and then the big question will be, who will the LA Lakers bring in when they remove D'Antoni?
I don't know, but they better figure something out because they're not going to have Kobe Bryant either.
Yeah, I know it's probably the Hollywood celebs are probably saying, well, we better just throw away our season tickets. We can't take any more. We might as well start cheering for the Clippers.
They're going to go through I have a feeling that the Lakers are going to go through a couple of lean years now. The Lakers aren't going to be the Lakers for a little while, just like the Celtics aren't going to be the Celtics for a little while.
Agreed. And you know what? With the Celtics, we knew it was going to happen. I was prepared for it. I said, well, be prepared for a long year of being bad. And remember, this is the worst Celtic team since 06-07 because Celtics were 24-58 before the big three were put together. There was only Paul Pierce, and then they went out and got Allen and Garnett. Celtics are having to build for the draft and for making moves. That's why Danny Ainge is saying, I'm going to clean house with this team. It's going to be a while before banner number 18 comes.
I like to see Danny Ainge trade Rajon Rondo to the Knicks.
I would agree with that, and I would be like, well, Jeff, if you want Rondo, you could have him, because there are people that have not been thrilled with Rajon Rondo's attitude.
Well, he's been out for a while. He's nearing return, and you probably don't have to give up to get him because who knows how he's going to play. So you can't get, you know what I mean? You can't say I want a first-round pick for him. You don't know how he's going to play.
Speaking of the Celtics, here's a big topic. They traded guards Jordan Crawford and Marshawn Brooks to the Golden State Warriors in a 3-team deal that will send Tony Douglas to the Miami Heat and Joel Anthony and 2 draft picks to the Boston Celtics.
Say that again?
The Celtics traded Jordan Crawford and Marshawn Brooks to the Warriors.
Okay.
And Tony Douglas is going to the Miami Heat. And Joel Anthony and 2 draft picks to Boston.
So, wow. That's a pretty crazy 3-team trade there, huh?
And right there you go.
That's a pretty crazy 3-team trade, right?
Yeah, that's what the Celtics are doing. Just saying, we'll make any moves to rebuild, but I'm sure Danny Ainge is like saying, look, it took us 22 years to get banner number 17. We don't want to be in the rebuilding stage for a long time and no Celtic pride comes back. That's probably the only downside for Boston sports right now. The Patriots, the Red Sox, and the Bruins all 3 of them are doing well. But everybody in Boston and all of New England and Celtic fans knew it was going to be a long year, and of course it has been.
Okay, can we stop talking about Boston crap now?
Okay, sorry. But yeah, that's a big trade in the NBA.
All right, let's move on to something else. We got some NFL to talk about, don't we?
Yeah, I was glad to bring in, of course, that's about Hunt. That's that they Hunt went to the Titans.
I'm shocked about that. Hey, I seen. Hey, let me ask you a question. I'm gonna give you stats, and I want you to tell me if you could tell me who this team is. Okay. What year was Super Bowl 30?
What year was Super Bowl 30? It was January of 1996.
Okay. Since January of 1996, this team has been 44-45. They've won 4 NFC East titles. They've won 2 playoff games in 17 seasons. And in 9 seasons, they've been at or below 500. Name that team.
Dallas Cowboys.
Damn Skippy. How about those stats right there? You like those stats? Hey, general manager, you should be fired for stats like that.
Well, Jerry Jones would probably continue to, like he's always said, even last year around October, he says, you know what? I think I've done a pretty darn good job as president, general manager, and owner of the Cowboys.
I seen these stats, and I was just shocked. I was like, are you kidding me? Since Super Bowl 30, since Dallas Cowboys won Super Bowl 30, correct?
Correct. That was against Pittsburgh.
Right. They've gone 144 and 145, including playoffs. They've won 4 NFC East titles since Super Bowl 30. They've won two playoff games in 17 seasons. And in 9 seasons, they've been 500 or below. Boy, that's some great work by that general manager there. Woo!
Right. And both playoff games, okay, the last one we all know was when Dallas beat Philadelphia, but the one before that was the 96 NFC wildcard game. Dallas beat Minnesota 36-21. And that was back when Troy Aikman, that was kind of like the ending of the Aikman, Smith, and Irving days, kind of, because then they just went downhill from there, and then Barry Switzer got fired, then they hired Dave Campo as their new coach.
I'm telling you something. Any general manager that had 9 seasons at or below 500 wouldn't last 9 seasons. Are you kidding me? 2 playoff games in 17 seasons? Jerry Jones?
As long
You're
as Jerry Jones continues to run that team as general manager, owner, and president, he's going to make the Cowboys even worse.
Jerry Jones, every time you say we're a good team, we're a good team, I'm going to throw this stat at you. 2 playoff wins in 17 seasons. That's not a good team. Every time you say we're a good team, 2 playoff wins in 17 seasons. That's not a good team. So you can't tell me you're a good team. You're not a good team. So stop lying to yourself, first of all. Because if you stop lying to yourself, maybe you'll finally see what everybody else does but you.
And it's been 3 heartbreaking losses for them. The Giants, the Redskins, and then the Eagles. And, of course, Philadelphia's in that list twice because Dallas lost in 08 on the final game of the season to get in there, and they lost 44-6. So 4 heartbreaking losses on the final week.
Hey, Jerry Jones, 2 playoff wins in 17 seasons and 9 seasons at or below 500. That is not good football. Don't tell me you are a good football team. You are not.
I think with Jerry Jones, I think it comes down to the fact that he's probably like Al Davis. He's probably like saying, I'll retire when the Cowboys probably win 2 or 3 Super Bowls. That's what I'm predicting because Al Davis was the one who wanted to retire as Raiders owner if he won 2 or 3 more. I think that's what Jones has in store and in mind.
Great. So we got a long time to wait then, don't we? Because that ain't going to happen in the next coming years. Not as long as you're the general manager and you got Tony Romo as your quarterback. It ain't going to happen. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, especially the fact that the Cowboys, like you said, 2 playoff wins, haven't won it in 19 years.
Stats don't lie, Jerry Jones. People do. Stats don't lie. People do. And right now you're lying. Right now, Jerry Jones, you're lying to your fans. You're lying to your fans, buddy.
With the Super Bowl coming up in a few weeks, security is expected to be really, really tight. The NFL will have 3,000 security professionals on game day.
You bet.
And the New Jersey State Police plans to have 700 troopers available. They're not taking any chances because they don't want the potential terrorist attack. Now, I don't know if there's still – I haven't heard any word yet, Jeff, if the Super Bowl would be moved up to Saturday because of bad weather conditions. They're still scheduling February 2nd.
Well, they're going to up until they have to. And I hate to tell you something, but Jersey's not the only place where partying is going to be. All the big parties are going to be in Manhattan and New York City. So there's going to be that place is going to be crazy for a week. I would not want to – you know what? I'm glad I'm not there.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's going to be nuts. It's going to be nuts in that time. It's 2 weeks long. It's a 2-week break. Are you freaking crazy? Oh, my God. And you want to know something? I hope an ice storm comes in. Freezes that town over, man. Screws that place up. Yeah, that's what we want. Big old ice storm. Hey, we got to get the flock out of here. I want to thank everybody for hanging out with us today. We really appreciate it. We'll be back on Friday for another edition of Sports World Radio. That was Sean Mann. I'm Jeff Escow. Until then, my friends, remember, you only have one life to live. Live it long, live it strong, and live it proud. And please don't forget, life may suck, but the alternative is unacceptable. Peace out, everybody. We will see you again. Later.
Goodbye.
Hey, boy, Stimpy. We sure had fun today, didn't we? So long, kids. Come on, Stimpy, say goodbye.
Where are we going?
The show's over. See you next time.
Next time? When's that?
Pretty soon. Don't worry.
Pretty soon?